welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I said welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Little Super Bowl 58.
That's right. Super Bowl LVIII from Las Vegas.
Do you think anything's going to happen before the game?
I think they'll probably sing the national anthem. I think they'll probably do 8 hours of you're saying trouble?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. If I had to bet, if you gave me the regular old, we're going to get into the prop bets today, but if you gave me the regular old minus 110, the even money on either side, I would take some sort of incident of some kind. Someone, I don't necessarily go out. Sure, I'll take even money on an arrest, but I would take even money on an incident of some kind.
We have about 77 hours until game time.
Look at Andy. Are you on some sort of Super Bowl countdown page?
No, I figure so 3 days is 72 hours.
Yeah.
Plus 5, about 77.
Okay.
Look at that for a guy who failed college.
Yeah, man. That's what I was going to say. I was like, not usually a guy who just like pulls off elementary math on the fly.
We all have our days. Yeah, so I think it could happen. I'm trying to think personally the last time a player did something before the Super Bowl.
I think I saw something this morning. Joe Buck, did you see this? Made some sort of claim?
I did see the Joe Buck.
I don't know what that's about, but
well, he was acting like something's going to happen.
Right.
I think it was the Raiders-Bucks Super Bowl.
Where that can't be the last one something happened at.
Well, I think it was like the player on the Raiders. I think the O-line went didn't he go to Mexico? Go AWOL?
Yeah.
I mean, it is those type of cities.
For sure.
That was San Diego. The incident with the Bengals running back Stanley Wilson doing cocaine was Miami Super Bowl against the Niners. Like these type of party cities.
We haven't had the trouble the last few years in Minnesota and Detroit and whatever. Yeah. But Vegas,
Detroit didn't have a Super Bowl.
Didn't Detroit have a Super Bowl? No.
Did they? Like way back.
I mean, the isn't that part of the deal when you build this new stadiums is that you get a Super Bowl?
Let me see.
I mean, Indianapolis got a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Minnesota got a Super Bowl.
Did Ford Field? Yeah, they did. Ford Field got the Steelers Seahawks.
Yeah, I knew it.
Okay. But that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What are you insinuating, Andy? It's long enough ago that Detroit was still fun then? It was like before they fell off?
I heard Detroit's back for real. I'm hearing it. Detroit's back.
Dude. Detroit is back for real what is the sports equivalent of Detroit is back for real? There's every year we hear this team, man, look out for the Cowboys Super Bowl contenders this year.
No, actually, I heard they're legit back. I heard Detroit's legit back.
Dan Campbell gritted the whole city back.
He did. He used RoboCop and they made it work. Dan Campbell, RoboCop combo. Things happen. I would bet that nothing happens.
Wow.
I think it's a little different now. I think these players, they're used to going out, I think.
I mean, but you got some Kadarius Toney, just him being there. That's gotta tip the scales. You got to be 51%, 49%. He's currently like Instagramming that he's not even hurt. Like this dude's gonna be like I could for sure see a Kadarius Toney sliding down a stripper pole, being like, "My back is fine" on his Instagram story.
Man, what a great weekend for strippers. I wonder if this will be the best weekend that strippers have had in Las Vegas.
It's got to be up there. NBA All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
But Super Bowl's bigger money.
Bigger money.
Yeah.
I was living in Las Vegas when they had the All-Star weekend. That was insane. But this is, I got a buddy going. He texted me. I didn't ask him what he's paying. He's a Niners guy.
Oh, he's your boy who you went to the Niners game with.
Yeah, it's my buddy. He's going with some family. I think they're driving down from NorCal, but like it's almost overwhelming. I don't know if I'd want to be in Vegas.
I agree. I'm actually I've gotten a few different invites, and I'm supposed to be there next weekend. I'm going to see U2. And I was just like, well, forget not only the back-to-back weeks is like, I just don't think it's just too much. Vegas is already too much. Unless I was going like full on VIP everything where like I didn't have to deal with all the shit. Like when I went to the Super Bowl at SoFi, it was great. They dropped us off. Like we went door to door. That was like, I could handle it if I was doing it that way. But if I had to like get into the game and I had to like do all the shit, it would just be too much.
Yeah. Well,
now what are you doing for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. My brother had invited me over.
Which brother?
My brother Greg's wife invited my family over. It's different when you have almost 1-year-old.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get her to bed earlier because she's sleeping longer now. So I assume mom and daughter will leave to head home.
Am I crazy for thinking Greg's wife is like a Swiftie, like excited for the Taylor Swift aspect?
No.
Okay.
Not a big, but
doesn't
I'm
care
sure
either way.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now their son, my nephew, is diehard Chiefs and diehard Mahomes.
Okay.
He's a contrarian, so everybody in Cincinnati has so much, hatred for the Chiefs and Mahomes that he decided he loves Mahomes.
I love that for him.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like he's got a Mahomes jersey. He's a first grader. Diehard Mahomes. So it's going to be kind of funny. I mean, look, here's the thing, and a little preview. How can you bet against Mahomes? I'm just saying, like, look at Mahomes' playoff history. He loses twice to Brady. I know it's not head-to-head, but twice to Brady, once in a miraculous comeback to Burrow and the Bengals. It's like Purdy,
and that
Mahomes.
was when the league wanted Brady to win before they shifted to wanting Mahomes to win. So it's like, does it even really, like, I mean, you can kind of just throw out all that stuff, right? Did he even really lose to Brady? Has he really even won all these games? But one thing's for sure, the league wants Mahomes. The league doesn't want Brock Purdy. I don't know if you've picked up. This to me is one of the most annoying. Like I am just so sick of the league wants to win. Like nowhere does that make me more upset than the NFL. Nowhere does that make me more upset. If you said that shit about the Lakers, if you said that shit about LeBron and the Cavs back in the day, or the Warriors, or whatever the case may be, if you said that about the Yankees, if you said that about Houston, if you said that about the Dodgers, I don't know what goes on in hockey, but like the NFL is built on fucking idiots waking up the day after the Super Bowl going, the Commanders have a shot at it this year. We have a legit shot. If we get Caleb Williams, I mean, their offense was pretty good for a while last year. I don't know. I mean, Terry McLaurin, the deep, like, it's built on people believing ludicrously. I don't know, man. I mean, we extend Kirk Cousins, and we still have these couple years of Justin Jefferson before we got to pay him. Like, I think the Vikings can do it. I mean, look how they played with fucking blah blah blah. You're like, this is the whole league.
Let me play contrarian to that. Tom Brady, Patriots, a Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs, Joe Montana, Niners, etc. People like the dynasties. They like the quarterbacks.
Do they? Isn't the whole world besides you and me rooting against the Chiefs this weekend? Isn't it you, me, and Chiefs fans?
Well, I'm actually rooting for the Niners. I just don't think they're going to win.
Okay. I mean, I'm not rooting. I don't really have any rooting interest either
way. Same.
Like but the thing is, like, if you went on, I mean, if you go on the internet right now, it's a map of the United States and then just California rooting for the, Niners. Like, it's like everybody is rooting against the Chiefs. So the NFL is like, well, I know this will piss off everybody.
Yeah, but the heel, to bring wrestling into it, people love the villain, right? That's why the question always is it better to be the hero or the villain?
Well, that's precisely my point. Precisely my point, though. Remember there's simultaneously, we lived in a world where the NFL was rigging it for Brady and the Patriots, except Patriots fans who thought the NFL hates us and they're creating fictitious cheating scandals that there are dozens of text messages and pictures evidence of just to screw us. It's safe to say, like, I mean, think about it this way. The Cowboys haven't won a fucking Super Bowl in 30 years. America's team. Still the most fans probably across the nation because of the history and all that shit. The NFL just didn't rig it for them once. Haven't rigged it for them once since fucking. I promise, guys, the NFL is not rigged.
I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm just saying that there are certain matchups or certain teams that obviously help with views, eyeballs. That's all I'm saying.
Again, last week, wouldn't you say the majority of the country was rooting for the fucking Lions?
Yeah.
Why didn't they put them? Why wasn't Lions Chiefs? Isn't that more interesting? That's the way they started the season. That's the way you end the season.
I don't think it's more interesting, personally.
I don't think it's more interesting either, but I think from a fan perspective, now we have literally David versus Goliath. The storyline is better.
Yeah.
The NFL's rigged, and they've rigged it so that arguably the two best teams going into the season made it there. Fucking God damn it. It's almost like they rigged the preseason standings.
Look, it's obviously a small spread. It should be a good game. And I think it's probably going to be the most watched football game ever. What
if you had to rank storylines that you're like, what is interesting about this game to you besides obviously it's two great teams. I'd say arguably the best team from start to finish in the NFC the whole year, versus a essentially dynasty Chiefs team. What's the storylines here? What are you looking at in this game?
Possibly 3 titles in 4 years. We haven't seen that since
the essentially the potential, the true potential of a real Chiefs dynasty / a Mahomes getting off to arguably the best start ever.
Yeah. That's huge. The other side, if the Niners win, you have huge potential for the future of Brock Purdy, not only with football, with his money, contract-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have that. You have same thing for Shanahan.
Here's the thing with Brock Purdy and Shanahan and John Lynch. And I would say, I guess, more John Lynch than Shanahan. But we've been talking about this. We've been talking about this rookie deal, build the rest of the team. I mean, galaxy brain shit would just be like, yeah, we're good. We're going to draft another kid in the fucking 3rd round this year. And just like that would be the fucking, that would
he's
be
only in his
taking,
2nd year.
Right. I'm saying, but preparing for the end of the, the end of the rookie deal. That would be true. Like, if you did that, that would just be like, that's 3D chess shit. Just like, and we're not paying you. Now, I think there's winning with some knowledge of the system. Like, Brock Purdy is better this year than he was last year. So you can't just plug and play. But if the Niners take a quarterback in the top 4 rounds in this coming draft, I'd be like, whoa.
I wouldn't do that yet. Not after 2 years. We have a call about Brock Purdy, a song, a parody.
Here we go. Yes. Love this.
It's from your buddy.
It's from my good buddy, Josh Hyman, who I've known for over 20 years. I started doing stand-up comedy at the Comic Strip Live in New York. I took a class. I believe the summer I took a stand-up class was the summer of 2000. I could be wrong, but I believe it was the summer of 2000.
Damn, you old, son.
Yeah, I know. So I think August of this year will be 24 years since I stood on a stand-up stage for the first time, which is wild. But I met Josh. Josh, I believe, the classes were like 8 weeks. Josh, I believe, took the very next class after I did, or maybe 2. And then I would do like bringer shows, and we would do these amateur shows, whatever. I was still in college. When I was still in college, Josh was working at CBS in the syndication department, and he got me my job as a CBS page. He got me into the page department when I got out of school. So I owe a lot to Josh. And Giants fan, Mets fan. So, one of the bastard fans of New York, as we are called. And just good friend of mine. And a few years ago now, it's almost I want to say 2011, 2012. He went viral with a OPP parody song. You down with JPP?
Naughty by Nature song.
Yeah. And he has since, I always like to say, he's since been trying to recapture the flame. As a Giants fan, but now every year, basically regardless of who's in the Super Bowl, he's got a song parody to go with it. This one, I will say, probably the best one since JPP.
Which he got to perform with Naughty by Nature.
Which he got to perform with Naughty by Nature.
I watched before the show.
A 5'6" Jewish man on stage with Naughty by Nature.
It was pretty amazing. I was watching it before the show. Him at MetLife performing with them. It's pretty cool. Now, this one is a Brock Purdy salute. It's playing off the classic Twisted Sister song. I want to rock. But this one is I want Brock.
I have heard the song, so I'm just going to step away for 2 seconds while you play it, and then I'll be back to discuss.
Okay, let's do it. This is Josh Hyman with I want Brock.
I want Brock! I want Brock! I want Brock! I want Brock! It's a bad, some say we should have gone with Jimmy or we should have gone with David. I say no! No, 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 no! Some say he can't play, he's just irrelevant, but now he's winning every game, and I say go! Go, go, Purdy, go! So when you ask me if I like the way he's playing, there's only one thing I will say to you. I want Brock! Brock! I want Brock! Brock! I want Brock! 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 I want Brock! Brock! I want Brock!
I mean, solid production.
It is great production.
Yeah. I wonder how many dirtballs know the song.
Yeah, that's a good question. I thought about that.
I'm assuming now he's rooting for the Niners and Brock Purdy, safe to say. We've come a long way. We went from Big Cock Brock to Little Cock Brock to I Want a Brock.
1984 is when this came out. I mean, so this song is 40 years old.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Crazy.
Like this can be played on the oldies channel.
I know. Do you ever think about that?
I do all the time.
Dude, so weirdly, I'm a big fan of music from the 50s specifically because like my mom would listen to that shit when we were a kid.
Give me somebody. Give me some artists.
Oh, I mean like Sam Cooke.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Drifters.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Little Richard.
Yeah. My dad was big
Johnny
into that.
Cash.
Yeah. My dad loved all that.
Yeah. And I would think I just thought about it the other day as I was listening to, because I was on a long 8-hour ride back from Tahoe, and I was like, that's it. I'm going to put on the 50s channel and just like 50s station. Let's go. As a kid in the 80s, it's 30 years ago. This song is a decade older than me listening to songs from the 50s.
Well, exactly. I think about it too. Like the oldie station here in Cincinnati, my parents would play, right? And you'd hear all that. You hear the Beatles, you hear 50s, 60s, which now the oldies will play Guns N' Roses. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I mean, I was just thinking about I watched this documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a shitty documentary, but also it's good. It's poorly produced. It's like kind of campily produced, but it is a good doc. Have you seen the Back to the Future documentary about like the making of Back to the Future?
No, is that on Netflix?
I think it might be. Yeah, or on one of them. And it's pretty good, and you'd love it as a Back to the Future guy like me. But it's like, dude, they go from 85 to 55 in the movie. You'd be going back further to go back to Back to the Future. You'd be going back further to go back to 85 today.
Is it Back in Time?
Yeah, I think so.
So that came out in 2015?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that would make sense because then it's 30 years later after 1985.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's something I'm gonna hit you with. I had a conversation with my buddy about this, and I think you'll agree. We always talk about college and how different it is, and I am the number one guy who says that everything changed with the iPhone. iPhone comes out in 2007, and I always joke. I graduated college 2005. Most of my buddies 2004. I always joke like we're the last generation that could get away with shit because the iPhone comes out. I was telling my buddy, and he totally agrees. I go, dude, my college experience and your college experience is so similar to our parents in the 60s. But like my niece's college experience now in 2024 is completely different than mine.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane if you think about it. Like my college experience in the early 2000s is very similar to my dad's in the early 60s.
Which is funny because, you know, all the stuff these days, they were like the college and your woke safe space and whatever. I mean, you remember PCU? That was literally the whole plot of PCU.
True.
The whole plot of PCU is like colleges are just like woke fucking PC universities now. So I feel like maybe your dad wouldn't agree with you, but at the same time, I do agree with you.
I'm just saying it'd be more similar.
It's more analog.
There's no
kids joining your fraternity.
Oh yeah,
These
dude,
days
that's
are
what
not getting, you know.
But that's what we were talking about.
They're not getting
Like,
garden hoses shoved up their ass or whatever, you know.
our initiation night, you'd wear a blindfold for 12 hours. You know, where you had to put Vaseline with cotton balls over your eyes because it would be too long. It would fuck up your eyes if you didn't do that. Point is, like, that shit's not happening. Also, it's kind of hilarious to think about. Like, just that, like, that whole system, I don't think is going to really exist.
Yeah.
In the future. But to bring it back to the music, that's what's so crazy is I think with technology, just things are changing at such a rapid pace. I mean, to bring it back to even sports, watch a Super Bowl in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Watch the Brett Favre New England Patriots Super Bowl. And then watch this one.
Did Brett Favre play the Broncos, didn't he?
He played them the next year, I think, when they lost, or the year.
Oh,
after.
that's right. That's right.
So he beat the Patriots.
He beat the Patriots and he lost to the Broncos. That's right.
Because John Elway had that infamous run. Because the Packers were faves.
Oh yeah, I know. I actually lost money on that Super Bowl. I bet with a guy. He bet the Broncos. That was the first of their two. The second one's when they beat the Falcons.
Yeah, the Dirty Bird team. Beat his old coach, Dan Reeves. Which, you know, he had Shanahan. He had Kyle's dad.
What's the first Super Bowl you remember? Is it before or after the song that we just heard?
It's the Bengals won. Niners.
That was what, 89?
Yeah, 88 season, 89.
88 season. Yeah.
I was a first grader. It's the first one I remember.
And so that's the 89 Super Bowl.
Correct.
And then the 90 Super Bowl was the Niners again?
When did they put up 55 in the Broncos? Or was that 91?
No, Giants were 91.
Probably Niners again.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, that was the first one I remember because obviously the Bengals were in it. And
it's similar to me. I remember the Bears Super Bowl, but I don't remember watching the Bears Super Bowl. Like, I didn't watch the Bears Super Bowl, but I remember the Bears Super Bowl being a thing. I remember all the things going around the Bears. I remember the fridge. I remember all that, but I don't remember watching the Super Bowl. I remember watching the Giants Super Bowl.
I have that. I have actually great memories of that Giants Bills Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Giants Bills Super Bowl. I'm talking about the one before that, but yeah.
Like great memories. I remember watching that, being in my family room.
The Bengals Niners Super Bowl is the first Super Bowl I remember like going to a Super Bowl party for.
Yeah, same. And then I hated the Niners after that. Hated them.
I legit loved the Niners after that. I was like an obsessed Niners fan.
So I hated them.
To the point where like the Giants Niners playoff games after that, like it's only because like I was like a Giant, like it was like I know I'm a Giants fan, but like this is kind of a win-win situation. Only later on, as I got older, was it like, yeah, like 100%. I want the Giants to win in a game against the Niners. You know what I mean? But like as a kid, it was like, whoever wins this is like, it's chill.
Like after the Niners won that game, again, the next year the Niners win 55-10 against Denver. Of course, I'm rooting for Denver. And I just remember being disgusted how that game was just such a blowout. 55 points. They put up 55 points.
I mean, we went through a run there for a while where like every couple of years it was a blowout. So that year it's a blowout. The next year Giants is obviously a game.
Great game.
The year after that is Redskins, correct?
Yeah, pretty big blowout.
Pretty big blowout. Then we get a shellacking of
my God.
Bills Cowboys game, right? Or is that the next one?
52-17.
Because they go back. The Cowboys beat them twice because they lose. The Bills lose to the Giants, the Redskins, the Cowboys,
Well, and the Bills were never in any of those games after the first one.
Right.
And then the Niners kill the Chargers.
Murdered. That was like literally never a game. Do you have any fear of this game going that way in either direction?
No, not really.
Is that because you don't think the Chiefs are offensive enough this year?
Yeah, I just don't think they have the manpower.
And no is there a 1% chance that this is a Niners 20-point win or a 0% chance?
I'd put it at 0.
I want Brock.
Well, it's like my buddy who's a Niners fan.
I'm gonna have to ask Josh to do, if they win, we're gonna have to ask Josh to do the big cock remix. I want your cock. I want big cock Brock.
You know, my buddy, he's like, well, it's all about turnovers. And I said to him, I said, look what you're asking. You're asking for Mahomes to turn the ball over?
Yeah.
Because it can be the other way around. If turnovers happen, again, I could be completely wrong. Is Mahomes just had like a meltdown playoff game where he turns the ball over?
Does Mahomes have 5 meltdown turnover games in his career? I would love to know total games that Patrick Mahomes has 2 turnovers. You think it's 10? No. 10 2 turnover games?
I bet it's 10. So he had a 5 turnover game? I didn't know that. Wait a second. No. Wait, did Mahomes have 5 turnovers in the Rams game that we went to? But he also But he also threw.
He could have.
But he also threw 6 touchdown passes.
There's a fumble, right?
3 picks and 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
So Mahomes has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Sorry, hold on. 1 5 turnover game. He's had 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 4 3 turnover games. And he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 2 turnover games.
10 2 turnover games on top of the 5 total more than 2s. Okay.
But here's the thing, Joe. Like this season, he had a 3 turnover game and a 2 turnover game. So he had like basically 2 bad games.
Yeah.
Out of 17. I just like that's my thing is like, is he gonna?
So let me pull it up right now because we're gonna start talking props. I'm gonna put on these glasses, Andy, because I'm old now. Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes is plus 120. As opposed to if you just do the line, it's minus 110. There's sort of a popular opinion that if you have money to bet on this game and you just want to bet the game, just bet Patrick Mahomes plus 120 because you're basically getting the same number whether you bet them on the money line or you bet him to win MVP.
So here's something.
You could get the points if you think that the I mean, I guess if you want to build yourself, where's the line settled at right now? Is it 2?
It depends on your site. 1.5 to 2.
Yeah.
Niners are still favorites.
Yeah. Now, this is let me tell you the one thing that makes me think it could be the Niners. And it's only one thing. Everybody thinks it's the Chiefs. The public is on the Chiefs. But it has not moved the number significantly at all. Which means the big money potentially is counterbalancing that on the Niners.
So here's the thing. Mahomes has played 3 Super Bowls. He has thrown 2 picks in 2 of those 3 Super Bowls.
He has thrown what?
He's thrown 2 picks in 2 of those 3 Super Bowls already. But here's my thing. I'm not saying he's not going to turn the ball over. What I'm saying is we're estimating a close game and the game on the line. It comes back to him. Come on. Obviously everybody with any common sense has more faith in Mahomes than Brock Purdy, the game on the line.
Right. Do you think this has great Super Bowl potential?
It could. I think here's the thing. I think obviously the Niners have a more potent offense as far as all around players.
Obviously.
It's like not even close. But you also have the Spags effect on preparation.
It is remarkable that if you were to look at these teams to start the year, you could see them being in this game, and you could see this being them in this game for the reverse of reasons. You could see the Chiefs being in this game because Patrick Mahomes is just so good. He turned fucking, wide receiver X into the new Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce put up the greatest offensive year for a tight end ever. Patrick Mahomes won the MVP and blah, 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 blah. Niners defense. And it's the reverse.
Yeah. It is.
I learned at a very, 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 well, I don't want to say young age, but and there was a little bit of, certainly a little bit of Giants homerism in it, but Giants Ravens is just about the last time that I was like not immediately drawn to the team with the better defense. I was like, well, we got butt fucked.
Yeah, I remember that game too.
The only Super Bowl the Giants have lost.
That was a shellacking.
And I
Now,
didn't even really have faith in that team prior to like going to that Super Bowl because I was not a big Kerry Collins fan. I was a Kerry Collins truther. Kerry Collins is my original Kirk Cousins, Carson Palmer, by the way. And that's coming from a Giants fan. I hated Kerry Collins.
no respect for the guy going through alcoholism.
I mean, I understand why he drank. He made me an alcoholic too. So I get it. No one watched Kerry Collins play closer than me and Kerry Collins themselves, and we were both alcoholics. So I get it. Just that kind of guy who was just like, I was like, against a good defense, he's going to melt down. And against a bad defense, he's going to look great. 41-0 versus the Vikings, for example. It's like, oh.
Bro, what a bad Super Bowl. I forgot that he threw 4 picks and only completed 15 passes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But see, that's my thing. I'm a Brock guy for the most part, but like Brock has shown some bad games. And then what he's shown is now he stepped it up last week at the end. I'll give him that. But like teams that are going to prepare, I think it's important that he does not have a first quarter turnover.
Let me tell you something that I have been making money on throughout the playoffs. This will be the first dabble into talking gambling for the Super Bowl. I've been crushing this all playoffs, and I believe in it again for the Super Bowl. Over Brock Purdy rushing yards, over Patrick Mahomes rushing yards. I have bet over on every quarterback's rushing yards except for the Joe Flacco game. I was just like, I'm not going to touch Joe Flacco. And I'm talking, I take both sides of the game over everybody's rushing yards because all these quarterbacks now are just getting better and better at, you get flushed out, you take the 12 yards. Brock Purdy, to be totally honest with you, I can't even tell you their numbers right now for those because I blindly bet both of them. Again, I think Brock Purdy I think Spags is going to have something for Brock Purdy. I think you're absolutely right. For them to be in this game, he can't turn the ball over. I think what that's going to look like is him having to take it down and take the 9 and the 8 and the 9 and the 12 yards when he can get them and live to fight another day. I agree. I think if he does, this is my criticism of Brock the whole year, which is like, in a way, and this is not me going full Cam Newton, who's embarrassing himself daily on television now, but don't drive the ball into those windows. You don't need to do it. This is not going to be a game. Now, you might have to down the stretch, but early in the game, punts are okay, man. This is not going to be, you're not going to be chasing a 41-point Mahomes game. Like this isn't going to be that. It's not going to be Niners Lions. The Chiefs almost gladly punted for an entire half of football 2 weeks ago. The Chiefs are now going, we don't care how we win. We just want to win. And I think that's why if the Niners are smart, they're telling Brock that let's be in Brock Purdy almost has to have a Eli Manning versus Tom Brady attitude. Just be in the game with the fourth quarter. Just be in it. Just be hanging around. One score game in the fourth. Let's play some fucking football. And that's why I think both of those guys go over on the rushing yards. Just take those overs. I think both guys are smart enough not to force the ball and take their little baby chunks where they can get them.
Yeah, and that's the key. The key is, can these guys take the small yard? It's not even small yards, just the easy gimme 8 yards. That's my question mark with Brock. Is he gonna try to force it too much?
Right.
Because these games are always lower scoring than you think. They always are. They always are. If I'm Shanahan, I'm writing, especially the scripted plays, just easy. Hey, get the ball to Debo, get the ball to you, get the ball to Christian McCaffrey, Kittle, all your weapons. See what they can do. Do quick screens. Do whatever you need. Get them out in the flat. Let them do yards after catch.
If you had to guess, Andy, what now I'm on, unfortunately for everybody out there, I'm on Bovada because we still don't have legal gambling in California.
How is that possible, by the way?
What do you think? What do you think the even money number is for? I have over rushing yards. I have a list of them. What do you think the even money number is? Like, what do you think you get basically even action on both sides?
For rushing yards?
Yeah, for Brock Purdy.
I'm going to guess 22.
13.5.
Wow, I was way off.
If you go over 25.5, you get plus 285. I'm betting the over 25.5.
Here's the thing. Brock's actually pretty athletic.
I know.
He can move.
What do you think the over rushing? What do you think the even number rushing yards for Mahomes is?
16.
26.5. I'll probably bet the even money number on Mahomes. That's what I bet the other day. And then I'm going to buy the plus 285 on Brock Purdy over 25.5. I think both these guys.
That seems way high for Mahomes for me. I would go the under on that.
It's one 15-yard run and then a couple of fucking scramble slides.
Do you think it matters? I keep hearing a lot about, the Chiefs get the Raiders state-of-the-art practice facility and the Niners are stuck at the dump of UNLV.
Do I think it matters? Sure, it matters. Do I think it would matter if there wasn't weather? No. We're now in fucking random crazy Pineapple Express rain season over here on the West Coast, and they're outside and there's a turf and then blah, 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 all this bullshit. Yeah, it matters. Is it rigged? No. Also, what do you want them to do about it? This is the setup. But yeah, I think it matters. But if you're a Niners fan and you lose and you point to that, just absolutely kill yourself. Just jump off the Golden Gate Bridge.
You want to hop into some of these bets?
Let's do it.
Do you want to do let's do the fun ones?
Yeah, let's do the fun ones.
Do you want me to pull up your Bovada?
If you'd like.
I just don't understand how gambling is not legal in California.
Bro, tell me about it.
It's got to be a money issue. Somebody just not getting their hand in it, and they want their hand in it.
Well, I think a part of it in a lot of these states as well is the, there was a genocide against Native Americans, and the way that they tried to make it right was by giving them legal gambling. And now they're like, also just legal gambling everywhere. And they're like, so do we get our land back? That was a thing that was on the ballot here is some sort of, it's legal, but X percentage goes to Native Americans.
I gotcha.
So I have now pulled up the same page on.
Which one are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at the one that I sent you before, right? Which was all the special bets. Isn't that the fun ones?
Yeah. I mean, I'm scrolling way down to get to those.
Yeah.
Where are you at? National Anthem?
Well, yeah. You want to go there? Go. I mean, we've got a Gatorade. I always think a Gatorade's fun because all of them are +3 or 3-1 or better. What color liquid will be poured on the winning coach of Super Bowl 58? Blue +600, orange +300, lime green, yellow +300, red +325, purple +500, clear water +375. No liquid to be poured on winning coach.
I always go red.
I mean, red. So you have 2 red teams.
Yeah, it's red.
+325.
It's red.
You got clear water where you get +375. Because I feel like these days it's like we've come all the way back to water being like a thing. I feel like Gatorade had a stranglehold on like coolers for a while in the NFL. Hear me out on this though. 10-1 +1,000. Chiefs win. They don't even fucking
stop.
They just don't even do it.
No way in hell.
No way in hell.
No way.
Andy Reid's getting, even if it's Andy Reid, he's 100% getting water dumped.
100% he's getting Gatorade. He's getting something. Barbecue sauce, Gatorade.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not going to be blue.
No.
It feels like red or clear water is your play. I might dabble a little bit on this no thing. Just, I mean, you're getting great odds on it. Andy Reid's just like, we've been there and done that. How many of these do?
Of course he's doing it.
I'm kind of with you on the red. Here's one I really like, Andy. Who will the Super Bowl MVP mention first in his speech? Teammates, -145. God or Jesus, +135. City, +1,000. Coach, +1,800. Owner, +3,500. Family or friends, +1,400. Does not mention any of the above, +1,800. Weirdly, I don't know how coach and nobody being mentioned at all are +1,800. But again, I think a fun play here. I'm assuming City includes fans. So +1,000, 10-1 odds. You telling me if Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce wins, there's not a 1 in 10 chance that they're like, Kansas City, we did it. We bring it home. Tell the mayor of San Francisco, jump off a bridge. Woo! Or whatever the fuck bullshit they've been doing.
Well, Mahomes is 100% saying God or Jesus.
You think so?
He's a God or Jesus guy. He does. He does it all the time.
First, though.
Yeah.
First, I got to thank God.
He's a God or Jesus dude. He is. Mahomes is doing God or Jesus, and Kelsey won't. I don't know why Jabroni's not an option.
Yeah. I don't know why mayor of Cincinnati at plus 30,000 is not an option.
How is that guy still the mayor here, by the way?
How you feeling about this now? Mayor of Cincinnati, back to back. You ain't even here, you jabroni.
How is that guy still the mayor of my
How
city?
is Chili not plus 4 million, you know?
Eat that fucking coney there.
Has anyone ever taken an L as hard as the Cincinnati mayor? Like, I've never seen someone take an L so hard. Embarrassing.
Also, girlfriend not on there? Travis Kelce immediately going T-Swift?
No. I don't think he would, though.
I'm just saying, and by the way, when we do all these, I feel like I have to remind you guys every year. My prediction is teammates, right? But it's minus 145. And you're only getting plus 135 for God or Jesus. So you're not really making a lot of money if you're betting. I guess some would argue if you're betting plus one, if instead of betting the winner of the game, you're like, I'll take Patrick Mahomes to be Super Bowl MVP, there's more value there. Technically, there's plus 15 more value in going God or Jesus for the first mention of the Super Bowl MVP. If you think the Chiefs are going to win, and if you assume Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP. But I always make these calls on like where I like the value. I like the value in City here. 10-1 odds.
Kansas City, we did it for you again. No one believed in us, even though we've been in every Super Bowl for half a decade.
No, I still think it's going to be God or Jesus.
Yeah. Because you're basically counting on Patrick Mahomes. So Andy Ruther is on the, like I said before, Andy Ruther is on the why bet the winner of the game when you can bet Patrick Mahomes plus 120 for MVP? Why bet Patrick Mahomes plus 120 for MVP when you can bet Patrick Mahomes plus 135 mentions God or Jesus first?
I'd like to thank God, and he could watch over my dad so he doesn't get a fourth DUI tonight.
I love it. You can't do a Kermit the Frog, so
No.
you've got like the nerd scientist from The Simpsons.
And I'd like to give a shout out to Brittany, my lovely wife. She's at the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. It gives me a boner.
I bet Patrick Mahomes has said that to her. I got a boner. Brittany. He seems the type of guy. Like, I got a boner. Is Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes, by the way, the Patrick Mahomes locker room photo. I'm going even money on Patrick Mahomes having a dicky do at this point, because Pat Mahomes isn't that big of a guy. He's half white. Is his dad bod? Is his dad gut hanging out more than his dicky do?
You know what's not talked about enough? Patrick Mahomes, amazing athlete. Is he the biggest dork best athlete combo?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Like, nobody talks about how big a dork he is.
That's interesting.
Like,
Biggest
he's
dork
athlete combo.
I mean,
greatest athlete dork combo.
Well, Tiger Woods.
For shizzle.
For shiz. Tiger Woods is, I mean, but again, that now we're getting into our golfers, athletes. Golf's a sport, but our golfers, athletes.
I don't know if I want to include Tiger Woods.
Okay.
Take him out of this.
Okay. I mean, listen, Patrick Mahomes, like when you're talking about he's already a top, like he's 100%, in my opinion, already a top 5 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So there's not a top 5 basketball player who's as big a dork. There's not any other quarterback. There's not any other. Joe Montana's not a fucking, but he's certainly cooler than Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, he married his high school girlfriend, man.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, people can do that. Like, I'm just saying, like, okay, here's a wild one. I'd love to see the over-under girls Patrick Mahomes has slept with in his life.
Well, I mean,
I'd set it at 5. And that might be too high.
Yeah, I mean, like a reasonable, like honestly, I would set it over under 1.5. Did he have a chick in there? I would set it over under at 2.5 because you're like, okay, maybe at some point in college, he's like, we had the thing and fucking. Here's a fun one for you. Since we're doing Super Bowl props, has Travis Kelce slept with more women at once than Patrick Mahomes has slept with ever? That's a fun prop.
That is a fun prop.
Travis Kelce's for sure been with 2 girls simultaneously, right?
For sure.
If Patrick Mahomes' number is at 1.5, has Travis Kelce been with 3 girls simultaneously? Has Patrick Mahomes slept with 3 girls ever?
Yes.
Yes and no?
Yes, Kelsey's been with at least 3 girls at once. Tell you what I like, man. 2 chicks at once. What's he say in Office Space?
Yeah. What would you do with $1 million? 2 chicks, man.
2 chicks, man. Tell you what I do, Peter. 2 chicks, man. I've been watching Louder Milk, by the way. It's very Ron Livingston's character is very similar to Office Space. I don't know if you've seen the show.
So, sorry. I saw some clips on TikTok, and it made it look interesting. And then I watched 1 minute of the first episode, and I was like, it seems like it's going to be this the whole time, huh? Like the clips I saw on TikTok were of him like going into a coffee shop, like wisecracking, like being a fucking whatever.
It's the beginning of the first episode.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But the multiple clips I saw on TikTok were not of the scene that starts the first episode. And I was like, well, if I've already seen 2 of these or 3 of these clips and I was like, is it just him going into coffee shops fucking
No.
doing comedy bits?
No, it's not.
I have such a short patience at this point for like all the things. It's just like 30 seconds in, I'm like, well, I'm never watching that again. Which, by the way, shout out to our boy Kyle Aronofsky. We've been going back and forth because he just started the True Detective situation, and now he's all caught up and he's watching the new season of True Detective is like hilariously bad at this point. Are you on the? Do you do this?
I've actually never watched it, but somebody was talking about it the other day.
The new one or any of them?
Somebody was talking about the new one. I can't remember who.
Did you watch any of them? Did you watch the first season?
No, actually, I haven't watched any of them.
Yeah, the first season's amazing, Andy. Like how that was a cultural phenomenon when it happened. Where were you?
Yeah, I don't know. Where was I?
I don't know. First season's amazing. Remarkably, this one they're actually trying to tie back to the first season, even though the other 2 seasons weren't, and it's hilariously bad. Like I'm over it. This one feels like I'm committed though.
So where are we at on Mahomes and Kelsey? Do we think Kelsey's had sex with more girls at once than Mahomes has had in his entire life?
I think we decided that, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to verify.
All right, I'm going through these. Forget America to be like love. There's like 5 different anthems now.
Yeah. I don't want to go through all that.
Yeah. Here's a fun one. Plus 260 Kansas City Chiefs win the coin toss and win the game.
If the Chiefs win the coin toss, do they defer? They did against Baltimore.
They did. Here's Let me tell you a fun fucking. Let me see. If
Or do they say we're going to score right away and set the tone for this game?
Tell me what you think about this bet. I just had this before. This is a really fun. Why are you only taking me back so fucking far? Anyway, it was like, I think it was plus 7,500. I think it was like in that realm. 70 to 1 or 75 to 1. It was a first possession parlay. Niners punt, Chiefs attempt a field goal.
It's a pretty nice one to bet.
Couldn't you see Chiefs win, Chiefs defer, Chiefs force a punt, Chiefs attempt a field goal?
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Sorry, that was just a side note.
No, that's an interesting one. What are some of these Taylor Swift bets?
Do we have one on here? How about this? Drake curse. What team apparel will Drake be wearing on Super Bowl Sunday? Plus 130 for the Niners. Feels like he's a Niners guy, right?
Why does he have to wear apparel for either?
Well, he doesn't, but he does that. I'm trying to find the Taylor Swift one. Did you have it up?
I don't see any on here.
Oh, we got to have a who will be shown, right?
That athletic thing has a bunch of Taylor Swift ones. Just kind of fun ones. Like it has a ton.
Oh, here's one for.
They're all yes or no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because those are all even money. So what do you got? Which I like, by the way.
Will Taylor Swift be shown on the CBS broadcast during the national anthem? I'd say no. Yeah, I'd say no.
Let's go. Let's go, Andy. Any ones we just agree on, let's just bet them.
Will Taylor be shown in the stadium before the final whistle wearing clothing that bears Travis Kelce's name or number, image, or likeness?
Yes.
So bet.us has the over-under on her appearances at 5.5 at minus 140 on the over.
5.5. They're going to show her 5.5 times in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what over-under on Travis Kelce receptions are, but they're going to show her every time Travis Kelce has a reception, right? So if you believe this is, again, I love us building the value here, Andy. You've already built the value out. You've now built value out. If you believe in the Chiefs, just take the plus 135. Patrick Mahomes, thanks God, with the thing. So we're building the value here. You parlay, if you believe in Travis Kelce over receptions, you parlay over receptions with overtime shown. You just fucking built out your value.
You think they're going to show her every time he has a catch?
I feel like they show her every time they show him. If he misses a catch, if he catches a catch, they tend not to show her as much when he does something poor, which is unfortunate. I'd really like to see her sad. How about this one, Andy? Do you like, will any player record an octopus? Scores a touchdown, also scores the ensuing 2-point conversion. We have had a couple of those recently. Plus 900. McCaffrey, octopus.
That's who you got to put the money on if you did anybody. McCaffrey.
Well, you get plus 900 on anybody in the whole game doing it.
Interesting.
Plus 375 that a kicker hits the crossbar or one of the uprights.
Nope.
No. So it's minus 600 if you go no. You're going Mattress Mac. Pound the no.
Okay, here's one for you. Who will be shown sitting directly next to Taylor Swift during the game? Jason Kelsey, Donna Kelsey, or Brittany Mahomes, or none?
Is one of the options Brittany Mahomes or none? Or none is one of them?
None is one of them.
I'm going none. I'm going like fucking Blake Lively or like Miles Taylor's wife or fucking Lana Del Rey, who she's apparently dragging around by her fucking collar the last couple days.
Did you want to hear some more fun ones?
Yeah.
Which iconic Las Vegas landmark will be seen on the broadcast first?
The Sphere.
Vegas. Okay, well, you're going Sphere. Vegas welcome sign, Bellagio fountains,
Ooh.
Luxor Pyramid / Sphinx, MGM Grand Lion, the Sphere, Stratosphere Tower, no way, or the High Roller Ferris wheel.
I think it's the Sphere because I think they'll have some fucking Super Bowl shit on the Sphere and they'll show that. Otherwise, I'd go to Welcome Vegas sign.
I would say no on this next one. Will the broadcast show a casino floor or a sports book during the game?
Ooh. They got it, right?
No.
Why? The NFL at this point doesn't give a fuck about gambling.
Which, by the way, is hilarious. Interesting.
I'm going back up because I think there's value in the Reba McEntire boots thing, Andy.
On that Reba boots.
Where was that? National anthem. Here we go. Reba McEntire, primary color of hat. First of all, is she going to be wearing a hat?
No.
No. So does she have to have fucking... Here we go. Reba McEntire, primary color of boots. I mean, she's not wearing blue, purple, pink, yellow, or green boots. Plus 200 for black. Plus 325 for brown. Plus 350 for red. Plus 500 for white. Kind of like the value in a plus 500 for some white ass boots.
Is she going to wear boots for sure?
Yeah, she's Reba McEntire.
Do we get any Usher bets? Or as Ludacris calls him, Ursher?
Ursher.
Why does he call him Ursher?
We gotta have a fucking...
The Athletic has some. When will Usher play his biggest hit song? Yeah. First or last? Or middle or not at all?
Feels like first, right? Although you know me, I'm never betting this again ever since I got screwed on the Coldplay bet. Remember when Coldplay came out and played that fucking song and then they said they still didn't pay me? They literally played it and they still didn't pay me?
Does Lil Jon come out for Yeah?
No, absolutely not. They're not having Lil Jon anywhere near this. They have a better chance of having Dave Chappelle as Lil Jon.
So last year Rihanna had hit the over on 9.5 songs.
Oh, she was over 9.5 songs last year?
Yeah, his over under is 8.5.
I think you got to pound that over, right? He has like, I feel like he has like, no, you're going to get upset when I say this, but I feel like he has less popularly to the average man known hits than Rihanna, and he's going to try to prove otherwise. He's going to be like, you know all these fucking jams.
Why would I get mad?
You love Usher.
Where is this coming from? Did
You've
I buy an
always-
Usher?
You've always loved Usher.
Look, here's the deal. Did I buy an Usher CD in college? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I think he makes a lot of good music. I mean, I haven't listened to him recently.
We got to get to. We got.
I'd argue Usher is an underrated artist.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that
because he can sing, he can dance. He's like Michael Jackson, except he fucks girls and not kids. That's the biggest difference. Will Usher wear glasses? So I'm sorry, sunglasses.
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay.
Easy. Hard yes, right? We gotta go to the
okay.
We gotta go first TD, Andy. Okay, give me another one.
For that. Who will have a longer pass completion, Purdy or Mahomes? Now, here's the deal. BetMGM has the longest completion for Purdy at 37.5.
Yeah.
And Mahomes is 36.5.
Right.
So they're telling you the odds they're saying they think it's going to be Purdy.
Yeah, they say it's going to be close though, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Purdy.
Little yards after catch.
Agreed. First TD scorer, Andy. This is to me. This is crazy. But you have a Christian McCaffrey and a Pacheco at plus 340 and plus 500 respectively. So you're getting fucking value there, remarkably. But a Debo is plus 750. A Kittle is plus 800. If you think those guys score first, you also have Brock Purdy's 30-1. Patrick Mahomes, I don't think has a rushing touchdown this year, and he's only 15-1.
Yeah,
he's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would not. He's not the value. In order, it's McCaffrey plus 340, Pacheco plus 500, Kelsey plus 600, Rashee Rice plus 700, Ayuk plus 700, Debo plus 750. Dude, I like the Debo Kittle are plus 750 and plus 800. And I'll probably only bet one of those. Might be Kittle just for the extra plus 50 value. But then on the Chiefs side, you get a ton of value after Pacheco, Kelsey, and Rashee Rice. Valdez-Scanling's 25-1. Justin Watson's 28-1.
We got an interesting comment going back to me saying, is Patrick Mahomes the greatest, the biggest dork, greatest athlete, whatever you want to call it?
I'm going Justin Watson 28-1 first TD.
Okay. Is Alex Rodriguez?
Is Alex Rodriguez a bigger dork than? Dude,
he's a pretty big dork.
Can we just say one thing? I just want.
He's not a bigger dork than Mahomes. Though.
One counterpoint. There is a picture of a 5'1" Patrick Mahomes having his face smushed by his current wife and possibly only sexual partner. Counterpoint. Alex Rodriguez fucked Jennifer Lopez. What are we talking about here? What are we fucking talking about here? Now, Alex Rodriguez is a dork.
Yeah, total dork.
And I'm not saying your sexual partners alone determine whether or not you're a dork or not, but
It's a big factor.
It's a factor.
It's a big factor. It's a big factor.
Because and by the way, proof of that is counterpoint. Tiger Woods had sex with a lot of women. It might be the biggest dork of all time.
All this talk, Roscoe's just like going to town on his dick. What is he doing over there?
He's Tiger Woodsing. Tiger Woods, y'all.
So you're putting the money on Watson?
28-1. I love that value. I might go double tight ends. I might go Watson and Kittle.
Are you still leaning towards the Chiefs?
What's amazing, Andy, is that I might essentially, for the sake of being a open and honest and to giving my, nothing's more important to Joe Prano, as everybody knows, than the fact that I'm never wrong. So despite the fact that I'm essentially just punting on our season, because I know you're on the Chiefs and I'm on the Chiefs and I'm down, and I could come back. I could take the Niners and flip the script and win because it's worth more. But yeah, I'm on the Chiefs to win the game. I'm just, what's crazy is I talked about this last show. If you had given me money throughout the year to bet on, there was a time where I would have bet Niners over everybody. But I started the year saying Chiefs over Niners. Well, here we are with the Chiefs and the Niners in the Super Bowl. Coach, quarterback, defense. How do I pick the Niners? And in a way, I guess I'm kind of rooting for the Niners a little bit. But also I don't know if I am. Like, I guess I really don't have any rooting interest, because some of my rooting interest when it comes to these things, as we know with like a LeBron James situation, is like, if Patrick Mahomes loses this game, suddenly he's 2-2 in Super Bowls, right? And then it's also like, oh, fucking Joe Montana's 4-0, Tom Brady's blah, 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 blah. And you're like, by the way, it's better Patrick Mahomes. So, oh, they're 2-2. I'm not rooting for some Chiefs dynasty, but at the same point, like, Patrick Mahomes is quickly moving up my all-time quarterback rankings. Like, we're now at a point where I can honestly say I don't have anybody that isn't Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Peyton Manning. I don't have anybody that's above Patrick Mahomes right now. I don't have Aaron Rodgers above him. I don't have Elway above him. Like, he's and if he goes 3 to Peyton's 2, it's not all Super Bowls, but now we're getting to a point where just you assume he's going to play a couple more years, he's going to put up great numbers, and like, he's right there. Yeah, I'm on the Chiefs to win the game.
It's tough to bet against him. I mean, it really is. Again, if we're assuming it's a close game and the line would make that assumption, you're saying who's it going to come down to?
I'm rooting for a really good football game. I would love for this to be a classic Super Bowl.
And I think it could be.
Whenever my team's not playing in it, I want a classic Super Bowl. Now, we obviously got classic Super Bowls when my team was in it, but like I would much prefer a 41-0 going into those games. I would have much preferred a blowout Giants victory, although it is sweeter the way it went down. I think Eli Manning's Hall of Fame career is probably pushed over the edge by those drives, but almost like last year, I would have preferred a Chiefs blowout. You know, if I don't have some crazy rooting interest, I want a good game. I want a good game. I don't know what kind of rooting interest I have. Some part of me is like a half a Niners fan. Some part of me wants Patrick Mahomes' resume to reflect how good I think he is. I think I'll just be rooting for a good game. Hard for me to pick when all is said and done and you put a gun in my mouth and you're like, bro, you said coach, quarterback, defense. I go, I know. And to abandon that at this point seems reckless. I think the Chiefs win a close game.
And I think they'll have long drives and they'll just keep the ball away from the Niners offense. That's going to be their game plan. They're going to run Pacheco. Mahomes knows how to do it. He knows how to take the 6-yard chunks, 7-yard chunks. Cool, dude. We'll have 3rd and 3 every time. I can handle that.
Yeah.
Big thing is, are the receivers going to step up? Lately, they haven't had many drops. Super Bowl's a different animal. A lot of nerves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A lot of pressure. The whole world's watching you.
What is your thoughts? And to me, I almost never bet these in the Super Bowl, but what is your thoughts on the over-under number?
It's like 47.5.
47.5. So if you get it feels so under that I think I'm betting the over.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
That's what everybody would say.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I just don't think the Chiefs' defense is going to give up a shit ton of points. And I don't think the Chiefs' offense can score enough points. This game's good. You know, everybody's expecting a good game. It's going to be a bit of some weird blowout.
Let me ask you a question since you just said that. Do you believe, we both believe the Chiefs win this game. Do you believe if this game were a blowout, that it's more likely to be a Niners blowout? Or do you think that there's potential of a Chiefs fucking curb stomping?
It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, history is telling me. A Niners blowout means that they're rolling all over the defense of the Chiefs. That's just played so well all year. And again, so many of these guys that they've already been in the big game.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but how many roster players on this current Niners team were in the last Super Bowl? I mean, there's a fair amount.
Yeah. I mean, Debo, Kittle. We know them. Trent Williams. Bosa. A fair number of their quote unquote stars.
Yeah.
Juszczyk. By the way, pound the Juszczyk over receiving yards.
Yeah. He's always good for something.
And also that number's always super low for the fullback. And it's like
he's a tight end.
I can tell you, yeah. But he's lines up as
I know. That's my point. It's like they're
Yeah.
going to put it lower because he's technically a fullback.
Yeah.
And
Let me
he's
tell you one of
utilized
my
like a tight end.
one of my biggest Super Bowl wins of all time outside of first TD scorers. I took like 80% of my net worth at the time and put it on Henry Hynoski fucking over 1.5 receiving yards. It happened on like the third play of the game. Just like play action, dump to the flat, fullback, 3rd and 3 or whatever, conversion for, I think it was over like 1.5 yards receiving.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to say it right here. Chiefs 23, Niners 20. I'll actually make a score prediction, and that keeps it at the under 47.5.
I'm going to go Chiefs 27. Niners 23. Over.
What's the Niners kicking situation? I know the Chiefs got a pretty good kicker in Butker.
I mean, the Niners, the dude missed one, I think, in fucking both games so far, didn't he?
Yeah.
Two touchdowns and 3. I could see 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals for the Niners. I could see 2 field goals, 3 touchdowns, and a missed 2-point conversion to try to pull within 3. 27-23. Chiefs win. Now, there is, if you believe the Chiefs are going to win, we can talk MVP. You're essentially Mahomes or Kelsey, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be Mahomes.
There's got to be some value there in a Kelsey 11 catch game. You want to talk about the NFL being rigged. I don't think they're picking the game, but like if Travis Kelsey has 100 receiving yards and a couple touchdowns, they're fucking giving it to him. Where are you and Taylor going? We're at fucking Disney World, because there's never been a fucking more Disney adult than this bitch that's ever walked the fucking earth. She dressed like Cinderella at the fucking Grammys. Nice choker and gloves, you dumb bitch. I fucking hate her. I almost want them to win just so the hate continues. The Grammys really turned people on her. A lot of people.
I'll be honest. I don't even know what she wore. Like that. That's how out of it. I didn't watch the Grammys. I didn't even look at social. I have no clue.
She wore a watch on her neck. She's fucking like she's like Flava Flav.
Yeah, boy. Here's what they should do. The losing team, since the game's being played in Las Vegas, the losing team, all the coaches and all the players of the losing team should all have to get Mark Davis haircuts.
That would be a good fucking.
Everybody's got to get a Mark Davis haircut to honor the Raiders. Losing team.
The only thing that's making me lean Niners too is that we got an Andy Ruther curse here. Are you worried about that at all? But it kind of works out for you. You're rooting for the Niners, but you've picked the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care, to be honest.
You don't really care who wins.
No. I mean, I guess I'm rooting for the Niners. I don't know.
You've buried the lead here the whole day. It's Super Bowl Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Trading deadline in the NBA expired 9 minutes ago. DeJounte Murray going nowhere. Bruce Brown going nowhere. I'm just scrolling through Woj, the Woj tweets. Bruce Brown going nowhere. Spurs are trading Doug McDermott. Yeah, boy. 70. Wasn't he where did he go to school? Oh, that's the other white ass school.
Creighton.
Yeah, he went to Creighton. Different. That's the Xavier of Nebraska.
They wish they were the Xavier of Nebraska.
Patrick Beverly to the Bucks. PJ Washington, Seth Curry moving, not really. No big. I mean, the big deal, one of the big deals of the day, repping it. Bogdanovich and Alec Burks from the Pistons to the Knicks for Quentin Grimes and second rounders. Gotta say, I took a lot of heat in saying that I didn't love the OG Anunoby deal. And the reason I said I didn't love it is I thought it was a disaster in terms of removing the bench scoring. Now, it hasn't hurt the Knicks so far, but it would hurt the Knicks in the playoffs for sure. And I always said not loving it was based on in a vacuum. Should they make moves specifically to fortify their bench scoring to replace, what Quickly was able to give them? They certainly upgraded defensively in their starting lineup, and that is a huge factor. I said the whole time, OG greater than RJ, no doubt about it. It's just the other factors. They have now done just that. They have two scorers, two guys who can score the basketball coming back to join their bench. I love this move. All the criticisms of these guys don't play defense, Tibbs is gonna whatever. It's like, dude, it's the modern day NBA. Tibbs can be focused on defense all he wants. He's gonna need fucking bench scoring. These guys are gonna have to play, and he's gonna have to play them whether he fucking likes it or not. Do I think that these guys need to be played simultaneously throughout the fucking second team? No, but I think Bogdanovich is a really nice piece. Burks is going to be, I think, should be used in one of those, instant offense kind of roles. I don't think Alec Burks needs to get the minutes he got for the Knicks a couple years ago when he was their 30-point scorer in a playoff game. But it's nice to have a forward in Bogdanovich who can score 20. I think he's scoring 20 points a game. So nice little move for the Knicks. I'm a fan of it. I got a lot of people calling me out. Joe, have you ever been a fan of any fucking Knicks move? Well, here, I'm telling you, I'm a fan of this one. So Quentin Grimes and 2 second round picks for some bench scoring. Gimme. I like it.
That's why you guys are going to choke in the playoffs.
What's that?
That's why you guys are going to choke in the playoffs.
It's why we're going to choke in the playoffs? What is why?
Because you like the move.
Oh. Well, I guess the question here is, what is choking in the playoffs? You don't think we're going to lose in the first round? I don't think we're going to lose in the first round. The second round for the New York Knicks is really what this whole, I've talked about it at length. Eastern Conference Finals is an absolute fucking win for the Knicks. I will hang the banner. I will have a banner printed and I will put it up here in the creation shed. Knicks Eastern Conference Finals appearance if it happens. Right now, the Knicks sit fourth in the East with Cleveland and Milwaukee and Boston ahead of them. I don't think obviously that they're catching Boston. I don't think the Knicks, here's a prediction. I don't think the Knicks will be the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Okay. That being said, the 5 seed is Philly, who is without Joel Embiid. So the Knicks should finish top 4. If the Knicks finish top 4, they should win a home playoff series in round 1. And I think that they would. If the Knicks finish in the top 3 and don't catch Boston, they now avoid Boston in the second round. Do I think the Knicks could beat Boston? Yes. Do I think the Knicks would beat Boston? No. I like the Knicks' chances of beating Boston better in an Eastern Conference Finals than in a second round. that being said, if the Knicks figure out a way to go to jump either Cleveland or Milwaukee and play one of those teams in the second round, I like it. My goal, my hopes, my dreams, and I just talked about this with our good friend Ben Goldsmith this morning. My hope for the NBA Conference Finals is the Denver Nuggets versus any LA team in the West, the Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks in the East. That would be I would just be ecstatic if that was the conference finals. And, we'll have to see what happens when the Knicks get healthy. Are they able to leapfrog a Milwaukee? Cleveland playing really, really, really well, but feels like Cleveland's playing a little bit over their heads. I know Cleveland fans are going to fucking attack me, but also Cleveland fans, we all watched the playoffs last year, right? Like, we know which one of these teams is better. We know what's happening here, right? So I'd like to see them jump a Milwaukee and draw a Cleveland in the second round. Let's fucking go.
There's your NBA trade talk on Super Bowl 58.
Well, not a lot of moves unless we get one of these. This deal was done before. Not a ton of big name action moving around. Obviously, my Knicks being my Knicks. We're going to talk about them as they did kind of pull off one of the more notable deals, but not a lot of movement. Not as much movement as you would think down the stretch here of this trading deadline. The NBA not really trying to steal the spotlight from the NFL so much with their trading deadline happening on Super Bowl week and no one making moves. No one making at least splashy moves. This is why the NFL is king. Adam Silver should have forced the team at gunpoint to trade a star. They should have been like, the Warriors were like, you want to talk about rigging sports leagues? They should have forced the Warriors at gunpoint to trade Klay Thompson somewhere. Make a fucking move.
The thought of, I don't think Adam Silver is strong enough to hold a gun. He's so
Adam
frail.
Silver, like a cartoon. It's just like, oh, his arm falls down. It's on the gun.
Yeah, I can't see him doing it. All right, well, there you have it.
We got some bets, guys. First of all, enjoy the Super Bowl. Hope it's a good game. Go New York, go. With my fucking Knicks making a move. Both quarterbacks over 10-1 on somebody mentioning their city. I got the first drive parlay. Chiefs field goal attempt. Niners punt. I've got Watson first TD. Little Kittle first TD. I got some other ones. If anybody wants, I'll also. What I might have to do this year is screenshot my tickets for the Super Bowl and I'll just put them up. Is this gonna be the first thing we put behind a paywall, Andy? Man, let's see.
Maybe. All right.
Come see my shows, joeprano.com, at joeprano on Instagram. Just put up a stand-up clip. Enjoy it.
All right. Well, that is our Super Bowl preview. You guys enjoy the game. Be safe out there. Be smart. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Over-unders on Miller Lite strength during the game. We want to set a line on that, Andy? Or on Super Bowl Sunday? My over-under, Super Bowl Miller Lites over-under.
14.5.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a good number. I have the Miller Lite mini fridge behind me. If there's more than 14 in there, I don't even have to buy new ones, and I go over that. I think that's a safe bet.
Okay.
It's a good line though, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll be back to recap everything on Monday. Have a great weekend, and as always, stay dirty.